Dude, Mom's birthday is on Friday. We gotta plan something for the party. What do you think? All I think about are the plates and utensils we have to wash after that party. That's it. Let's do something that doesn't need utensils and plates, so we don't have to wash anything. What's that? Boodle fight! Yo, what's up? Catch up. It's me, Kristen, and welcome to Things and Stuff. So, today we're going to dive in personal symbols of cultural identity. And for me, that is Kamayan. And in the Visayan language is called kinamot. So, that is the act of eating with hands, and that is what we use in Boodle fights. So, kinamot is the traditional way of eating with bare hands until colonization happened, where the Spaniards deemed it as unhygienic, lowly, and improper. So that's why we use utensils such as spoon and fork, and the food, usually rice with grilled or fried viands, though then some also serve those with soup, but that would be too messy, are served over banana leaves that are waved over an open flame so they don't fall apart when you put the food on it. Before we proceed, first things first. How is Kamayan considered a symbol of cultural identity? For this, we have to define what culture is. And according to Kotak, culture refers to all things an individual learns, which includes both knowledge and behavior while growing up as a member of a group or society. Kamayan is learned, and it is a Filipino thing rooted deep in our history and culture, and the experience displays some of our Filipino values. So, for me, and I'm sure others out there, food seems a little bit more tasty when you use your hands. When you pick it up, and I don't know, I'm not sure if it's the hands or just the food, but there's something magical happening that it makes it a lot more better to eat with hands. So, Boodle fight, which is mentioned to be planned for the party earlier, is a Kamayan culinary style experience. So, this Filipino tradition of eating originated from the Philippine military, where a big pile of food are served in the middle of a really long table in a mess hall where every hungry soldier eats with their hands, symbolizing the camaraderie, brotherhood, and equality in the military. And the fight part comes when, of course, you have to secure your food before others get it, because it's just one big whole table of food. So there's that. And if you're not Filipino, you haven't tried Kamayan before, you think it's kind of weird because you have to touch the food with your hands, and sometimes food feels squishy, icky, crispy. So yeah, but touching of the food is also a way of connecting with what nourishes us and the land where it's coming from. So, of course, it's not unhygienic because you have to wash your hands before eat. You don't eat with not washing your hands. So usually there's a bowl or a tabo with water beside before everybody starts, so everybody can wash their hands there. So it's not unhygienic, and it's not entirely messy because for me, my mother taught me what we call a bulldozer technique, which in, like, for example, if this is a plate and then you have rice. Rice is hard to handle because it's grains and there's a lot of it. And what I was taught to do is you gather everything into a mound and then you squish them and then you bring them up to your mouth. And then you use your thumb, the rice is in here, you use your thumb to push it into your mouth. It's like this, something like that. Well, that's for me. And then the viands, like grilled pork, shrimp, you just pick it up and eat it like so. So there's that. And we do Boodle fights when there are occasions within the family, like birthdays, wedding anniversaries, what else is there? Baptisms of my new cousins, I guess. And so as we do the celebrations and we eat with our hands together in a table, it feels really intimate. So we get to share food and bond over this activity. So aside from that, the family on my mother's side are farmers, and I have witnessed and also tried to take part during the planting and harvesting process of rice. I tried to really understand how rice is produced. So there's an experience rooted with that. And with Boodle fights, it reminds me always to not waste my food, because it's a hard process to get rice and also other food, as well as meat such as pork. It's hard to raise a pig. So the way it reminds me is while I'm picking up the rice in the banana leaf, it's the same action when farmers are planting the rice. So it's this motion. So they're planting the rice in what we call a tanum way, wherein you plant each and every strand of rice plant, and you repeat it all throughout. And then there's also during harvesting, when there are some that are not harvested with the other batches. So to maximize the harvest, there is a part where you have to go through the harvested plot and gather what is left. So there's that. And because of that, it reminds me of my cultural identity, that I'm from a family of farmers, the learnings that I have learned, how food is so important, how hardships are done, and the traditions we had to try to ensure that there is a good harvest are reminded. That's how Kamayan becomes a symbol of cultural identity.